recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't here for my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of Image by...
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning Black in once again to the original. I'm sorry, I almost said the other channel. To the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr_A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. Also, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed, especially if you have not been receiving your notifications. And if you're having trouble finding the links to the videos, you can always find them in my YouTube community tab and on Twitter, and my moderators share them also. And remember, I go live every day, Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends. But if during the week you don't see a link, well, you can always find it in those places, all right? With that all being said, we'll be back up on and running on the main channel next week, all right? I'm booted for 7 days. Pay attention. Okay, so with that all being said, let's see who all is in here. Mr. Hotel, PHP Princess, Silent D, Deronda, Queen Sam, okay? I'm sorry, Deronda, Curly Girl, Mr. Mercedes, Pearly is here, Sherry, Danielle, Lillian X, Nessie X, December is here. All right, Pennywise, 504, Nola's in the house, Aboriginal Woman, Angela is here. All right, everyone, please get those likes up. You know they have Queen Shadow Band. I see 145 people in the chat. Please, let's get those likes up to match the numbers of people in the chat. As you all know, they have me Shadow Band, okay? Malika is here, Re-Educated Soul. All right, Myth King the Dean. Okay, so hey, Rashid, let's get into it. And so everyone, please get those likes up. Hey, Halle Berry. All right. So let's talk about it. It's all nefarious. You all know it's the age of Aquarius, so everything's just coming undone. Now, a judge has ordered that they unseal the list of 180 names tied to the Jeffrey Epstein case. Okay? Tied to the Jeffrey Epstein case. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this news report, and then we're going to talk about it. All right. Hey, Lynn. Here we go. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance, beloveds.
Congress leaves for a 3-week vacation in less than 24 hours, and Senator Dick Durbin's still refusing to subpoena Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs. We're running out of patience. It's been 4.5 years since authorities raided the dead pedophiles' homes, and we haven't heard a peep. Powerful people want to keep you from knowing about Epstein's world. The FBI seized his electronic surveillance video and his flight logs. They know who visited the island and who was involved with the trafficked women. But without a subpoena, the FBI is keeping those people safe.
Why would you not release these flight logs? Why would there be a protection of not going after releasing this information? Why would you not make public that information? Why would you not make public all of the video that has been captured from Jeffrey Epstein's Palm Beach townhouse, which the FBI has?
Ma'am, I'm aware of the interaction with Director Wray from, I believe, last week or the week before. Our team would be happy to work on any formal responses. I'm not aware of any subpoenas that have come to the FBI.
Normally, this stuff leaks within weeks. It's been years and we haven't heard a peep. Powerful people want to keep the public from knowing this information. And we don't know if Dick is dirty, but right now it's starting to look like he is. Who protects a dead pedophile when children are raped? We reached out to Durbin's office once again and asked if he has any plans to subpoena the records before going on vacay. But Dick's given us the cold shoulder. Maybe he doesn't think it's a real concern. But if you think it's important to hold pedophiles and their enablers accountable, send Dick a tweet.
Not send him a tweet? Well, here's the thing. Some of those people's names may be, in fact, on the list. So let's talk about it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. So Jeffrey Epstein scandal, federal judge. Hold on just a moment. Let me turn this off. Okay, so They say, according to this report, Jeffrey Epstein scandal, federal judge to unseal 180 previously redacted names to include associates, victims, investigators, and others who came up in the lawsuit. Now, the documents are expected to identify more than 180 people. These include associates, victims, investigators, and journalists who covered the case. Some of the names will remain under seal, including those belonging to minor victims who never spoke publicly about the case, and a person who the judge said was wrongly identified as an alleged perpetrator by some reporter. Now, at least one person asked the court not to release her name because she argued that it could put her at risk of physical harm. Well, she should have thought about that before she was dealing with Epstein, as far as I'm concerned. Now, U.S. District Judge Loretta Preska outlined the reasoning in a 51-page order on Monday. The order comes as part of a 2015 lawsuit between Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre and his former lover and accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, the case was settled in 2017, but the judge indicated in hearings in 2021 and 2022 that the names would not remain sealed indefinitely. Giuffre has alleged that Epstein and Maxwell trafficked her when she was only 17 years old. Now she's in her 30s. Some of the names that have been withheld in some documents, or some of the names have been withheld in some documents, but belong to people who have either spoken publicly about their connections to Epstein, or they have already been identified in court documents or were identified during Maxwell or Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. Okay, now let me show you all these documents here. Likes up, everyone, please get the likes up. Thank you in advance. These people are all so nefarious. They all need to be exposed. As you can see here, those are the documents pertaining to Ghislaine. And there you see a photo from 2001, okay, that was included in court files. It shows Prince Andrew with his arm around the waist of then 17-year-old Virginia Giuffre, who alleged that Jeffrey Epstein paid her to have relations with the prince, who has denied the charges. And on the right is Ghislaine Maxwell, of course. Well, I find this all very interesting, to say the least. And so how does this pertain to Diddy? How does this pertain to Diddy? I just want you all to pay attention, because the Queen made the connection days ago before this even came out today. Okay, let's talk about it. Now, I'm going to go back to a TikTok that I did for you last week where I made the connection between Diddy and Epstein and Weinstein. Okay, let's get into it. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Now, Diddy has been linked to some very wealthy people who've helped to fund many of the business ventures that he's embarked upon. There's one person in particular that stood out to me, so let's get into it. We already know about Clive Davis and how he supposedly funded Bad Boy and helped Diddy to get that off the ground. And some people have said that Clive Davis is his sugar daddy. I mean, Jaguar Wright gave us very salacious details, which would lead some to speculate. But let me continue. But the person that I'm talking about is Ronald Burkle. Ronald Burkle was someone who also invested in Diddy, just as Clive did. Now, he supposedly gave at least $100 million for the Sean John brand. In an article from 2003, they say that Sean P. Diddy Combs has a sugar daddy. Now, that's not what I'm saying. That's just what the article says. WWD has learned that Combs has signed a deal with California billionaire Ron Burkle, managing partner of the Uculpa Costs, a private equity firm based in Los Angeles. Industry sources say that Burkle has invested about $100 million in the $325 million at retail Sean John brand and has agreed to become a partner in the rapid growing label. Now, even with that being said, that's not what I found to be interesting. I mean, people invest in businesses all of the time and they make deals and things like that, right? So there's nothing strange about that. But what I did find interesting was another person that Ronald Burkle is actually tied to, or was. I don't know if he still is, but let me continue. And that is Harvey Weinstein. So he and Harvey Weinstein were such good friends and business partners that they did a movie together called Idiot Brother. In an excerpt from the New Yorker piece, Burkle says that Harvey had always treated me like a star, even though he never had any reason to believe that I would ever be able to do anything with him. And then he went on to talk about the first movie they did together, being Idiot Brother, and saying that they basically did everything on a handshake. So they must have been quite chummy. With that all being said, please pay attention. Another thing that I found interesting was the fact that Burkle also had ties to Epstein. Yes, he did. Now, I don't know if they had business deals going on or if he was on that island or the flight list or any of those things, but they definitely had some type of connection. Because you see, I found this article that has many of the people that were linked to Jeffrey Epstein in one way or another. And if you look at the second paragraph, it says also in Epstein's address book is supermarket mogul Ron Burkle. So clearly they had some type of dealings. I just find it all very interesting. It isn't just interesting that Diddy's linked to a man who has ties to both Weinstein and Epstein, but that Diddy's also been accused of some of the same crimes that both Weinstein and Epstein have been accused of. And come to think about it, I just wonder, what did Diddy have to do to get all that cash? I mean, if that were a woman, some would probably call them a gold digger. But what do I know? Oh, did not tell y'all just last week, beloved aunts, okay? Did not tell y'all this last week, so I just want you all to pay attention to the Queen's receipts, okay? I am, in fact, the Nancy Drew of journalism, all right? And so with that all being said, baby boy said, Brokeback Mountain. I saw December put in the chat that you listen to the Queen so much that your chickens know my voice. Not your chickens, beloved. Not your chickens. Now, let's continue because, you know, I did some digging and found out some more things that are quite frankly nefarious as well. So I want you to pay attention because Ghislaine Maxwell, who was Jeffrey's co-conspirator and girlfriend, right? His love interest, no less. Well, this is what I found interesting about all this. You know, the story about JonBenet Ramsey. Well, you know, they say that conspiracy theorists, I want you to pay attention. They say conspiracy theorists seem to think that Ghislaine Maxwell had something to do, and I guess I'm a conspiracy theorist because I absolutely believe it, that Ghislaine Maxwell, here's what they call us. Internet conspiracy theorists say that a sketch of an Australian woman police want to speak to in connection with the disappearance of Madeleine McCann looks weirdly similar to Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, some people have been posting the drawing of the woman who was created by private investigators hired by the McCain family to find the missing girl. Now, investigator Dave Edgar sought the woman because of something she said to a British man in Barcelona 72 hours after Madeleine went missing from her family's holiday apartment in Portugal. The witnesses say that the brown-haired woman is between 30 and 35 years old and described as a bit of a Victoria Beckham lookalike. Now, I'm going to show you the sketch because I find it all so interesting. Please pay attention. Now, let me just tell you who Madeleine McCann is. This is a little girl who went missing from Portugal some years ago, okay? This is her right here with the big pretty eyes. And then you see beside her, JonBenet Ramsey. Well, how does JonBenet Ramsey fit into all of this? Well, because those of us who are clearly conspiracy theorists also think that she had something to do with that. Please pay attention and observe. Y'all don't think that sketch looks like Ghislaine Maxwell? Now, mind you, this is just a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that it's true, but doesn't this bear a striking resemblance to Ghislaine Maxwell? I'm sorry, I think so. Now, look at this woman sitting right here and this photo of JonBenet Ramsey. So, mind you, that's just a profile. But nonetheless, I'm sorry, but it looks like Ghislaine also. Now, I was checking something. So here's the thing. They said the woman looked to be between 30 and 35 years old. Well, Madeleine McCann went missing in 2007. JonBenet went missing in 1996, I do believe. Let's just double check. I mean, not missing. She turned up deceased. JonBenet was found dead in her parents' home. Yes, December 25th, 1996. Okay, we got 254 people in the chat. Let's get the likes up to match the number of people in the chat. So I just want you all to pay attention because I find it all very nefarious. Okay, I find it all very nefarious. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now, what does Diddy have to do with Eyes Wide Shut? We're going to get into that in a moment. But before I do, I want you all to listen to this clip of Sloan Bella. Now, you've heard this before. And some of these clips I'll play again and again because when different things arise, they'll tie into that. Okay, so please pay attention. Now, I'm going to play this first clip where Sloan is talking about the clothing line that Diddy had being affronts for something. I played this for you the other day. And remember, Jaguar said that the music was affront for trafficking. Okay? So I just want you all to pay attention because they both said that things were fronts for other things that Diddy was allegedly dabbling in. Okay, this is what Sloan and Jaguar both said. So let's get
There's a complete and utter takedown of P. Diddy and his 3 right-hand men. Okay, 3. So there's going to be a takedown that comes in with that. And he's going to try to step away. They're not done. And here's another thing I'm being shown. His mouth is being sewn up. So when I see his face, the image I get is the mouth is being sewn up. So he is going to be unable to speak for some reason. I can't talk. I cannot speak for myself anymore. This to me sounds like a losing of faculties, a losing of thought, a losing of thinking. I cannot speak, but it's sewed up around his mouth. That's actually how I'm seeing it. They're going to stitch his mouth shut. When I ask her why his mouth is being sewn up, it's because of his mentors and they don't want it coming out over here, even though some of them are outing themselves. These are old guys connected to old time, old style Motown. And she's showing me that he's being shut up from outing them or from speaking about them for some reason. So there's a hierarchy going on here and there's a total takedown of him. He is being sacrificed. So he may think he gets away with stuff. He may think it's cool he does what he does, but now he's the sacrificial lamb. And I do mean that. There's something that comes up with him in March, speaking of the lamb, during the Easter time frame, March, April, right in that time frame. That's why I said lamb. There's something else that's going to come up with him. We are not done.
Okay, so I need you to pay attention to that one too. I meant to show that one second, but nonetheless, she mentioned hierarchy and his mouth being sewn shut, him unable to speak because they don't want him saying anything about the mentors. Now remember that because I'm going to tell you what that all means in just a moment. But now listen to this one.
Kim Porter stands up so strong, okay? She stands up so strong. I am being represented and they will find out what he did. So somebody is legally representing her in her death is what I'm being told. I don't know who it is or how that works, but somebody is representing her. She is not going to remain listed as a pneumonia death. People are going to know what happened to her. She's a really good girlfriend, and there's a series of girlfriends, actually. There's a whole series, and I distinguish a difference with one of them because the girl's hair color is different. So this other woman looks like an actress as well, who is very close to Kim Porter, and she had, I'm just going to say it, like strawberry hair, or the hair is strawberry. She prefers that color. She's been secretly working behind the scenes to get information. There is a mentor that did to him what he did to this current girlfriend and to Kim Porter and every other person that he's been around to take advantage of on an energetic level. He is now going to reap that. That is now happening to him because they don't want the person who groomed him to go down. And that guy hides in the background. There's a whole bunch of like political stuff going on. Like there's political stuff. There's ties to this country, that country. And there are younger musicians that are going to come out against him and talk about what he did. The bodies that are buried. Okay. So the bodies that are buried, they're going to talk about it. Talk about it. There are men in other countries who are going to speak about it. There is political connections to him in other countries and this country. They're going to speak about it. The clothing is a front for something else. The clothing is a front. Of course, they have to produce clothing, obviously, or you can't sell clothing, but it's a front for something else. That clothing traveled all over the world. What happened as that clothing was traveling all over the world? That too is going to be rectified. So this man's going down. Within 4 years, I see his energy kind of whitewashed out and I don't feel he's around. I know it's going to be a continuation of dominoes until he can't take it anymore.
All right, a continuation of dominoes until he can't take it anymore. Now I have a video. While I'm gathering some more receipts, I want you all to listen to this video. It's about 7 minutes long, and I have edited it because they're talking. This is a person who used to work in the hotel industry. I want you all to listen closely to what he says because he's going to be talking about these parties that are like the parties that Diddy was having. These parties where people are engaging in nefarious things and all of that. So please pay attention. With that all being said, don't forget to get those likes up, 291 in the chat. And please get the likes up to match the number of people in the chat. Thank you.
The hotel industry is a wild experience that helps you understand how disconnected the wildly wealthy are. I've seen the darker side of humanity, suicide, murders, spousal abuse, human trafficking. That shit stays with you for a long time. One weekend, a large group of around 60-ish people, they wanted to purchase out the entire hotel so they could just turn it into a giant orgy. The cost about the property was upwards of $250,000 for 2 nights at a time. That says you've got money to spend. They left a nightmare room. Blood, feces, stains. One of my bellboys came up and was like, I've got a black light, I'm curious. He turned it on and I remember we looked down and saw all the stains, we looked to the sides and saw them on the wall. At one point in the bathroom, we looked up and saw them all on the ceiling and we were just like, how do you do this? This is not human. Were you on the ceiling? I worked as an operations manager for around 10 plus years. I've worked in hotels where the average daily rate is anywhere from like $99 and then all the way up to boutique properties where the average cost is around $1,400 per night. In general, the higher up that price value, the more common it is to be treated like you're less than human. The people who are coming to visit you, famous pop stars, Russian oligarchs, they have a private plane that they get in a private vehicle with all tinted blackout windows. Sometimes they have security squads. They'll snap their fingers at them. Very large sense of entitlement where if they approach the desk, they are the only thing that exists to you in that moment. And that's what they came to expect from that level of entering a luxury hotel. Most people who visit boutique hotels are not coming for business. They're there for pleasure. There was a group of fabulously wealthy individuals. You can definitely get a sense of how much wealth they actually have when they're talking about things like buying a fleet of Boeings in the lobby casually. They would buy out this entire property. They were spending as much as a luxury wedding. And it was basically a giant swingers orgy. You'd have people having sex, people laying on our wine bars naked, a couple having sex view. So you're looking up at it, quite an angle. And every single room would have a different theme and a safe word posted outside of the door. The one that stands out to me was there's a mermaid themed room. It was actually kind of impressive, the details they went, so it was very like under the sea vibe. There was the Wild West room. There was the straight up BDSM room. One couple we had to talk to, while they were naked, they would purposely wait to start having sex until housekeeping wanted to clean the room. They wanted somebody to watch. A day after they had all departed, I got a call from housekeeping saying that one of the showers is busted, and I go take a look at it, and they had hacksawed off the actual shower piece, the shower head, and attached a 4-foot-long anal hose to it, with multiple settings on the other end. And that was as disgusting as you can imagine. After all of the drama and mental scarring that we put up with for this orgy buyout group, probably between about 30 staff, I want to say we made $20 in tips. I found myself on more than one occasion getting stuck in awkward situations between husbands, their lovers, and then the actual wife. The worst case scenario was husband and wife shared credit cards naturally, and she started seeing the hotel show up on the books, and she stormed in and slammed bank statements down. It's like, I know my husband's here, you guys are lying to me, we have to just say, you know what, I'm so sorry, we don't have anyone here by this name. And meanwhile, we can literally hear them having sex upstairs. Apparently she didn't notice the sounds were familiar to her, which might be a sad statement on their marriage, actually. The problem with working with the fabulously wealthy is that they often assume that the staff is there at their beck and call regardless of what the request is. It was really common for the high rollers to approach attractive staff members and essentially just ask them, hey, if I pay you X amount of dollars, will you meet me in my room later tonight and fuck my brains out? That's a quote from someone, sadly. We had a very busty, gorgeous front desk woman at one hotel, and someone came down and offered her quite a bit of money in front of management. And at the moment, she naturally declined. I have security cameras in all the halls, and seeing that person sneak out around 2 a.m. was definitely a little suspicious. The most shocking example was an incident where the wedding was around 2 p.m.-ish that day. Come nightfall, one of our event staff slept with the wife and ended up getting caught. It turned into quite a big deal with screaming and shouting and all this stuff. He hid in a bathroom in a supply closet until the heat died down, and then he just walked into the front office and clocked out like nothing ever happened. His mom happened to be in charge of events, so she made sure he didn't get terminated. The demographics of the staffs who work at hotels are usually pretty evenly split. If you're an attractive white person who speaks English quite well, you're probably going to be reservations, front desk, something visual. If you're not of that ethnicity, just because they have an accent and that might not present well to your guests, your most likely bet is that you're going to get placed in housekeeping. If you're working at a decent property, you could probably get $10 to $15 an hour as a front desk host. If you're housekeeping, you're maybe getting 9 to 10. It was wildly unfair. We were actually advised to handle our housekeeping teams under the concept of divide and conquer, telling them, oh, well, so-and-so's team's much better than yours. You should really try to keep up with the Mexican team. It creates that toxic environment. This prevented the entire housekeeping team from uniting together and presenting concerns. And I saw that kind of model in multiple hotels. In retrospect, I can safely say that the hours they made me work, the wild situations you'd run into, it's a miracle that I never got in a really bad car accident commuting. It slowly burns you out in a way that you can't explain until you're out of it. You just kind of know something's wrong and you're not happy. The biggest thing that the public doesn't understand about the hotel industry is that there are wild things happening behind closed doors every single day. Fabulously wealthy individuals are wild. Everything happens behind closed doors at hotels.
All right, so you all heard that. Clearly nefarious. Pay attention. All of that stuff they had going on. Now, the part that got me was when he said there was stuff on the ceiling. Stuff on the ceiling. And y'all know what kind of stuff I'm talking about. Someone that's in the Navy is known as a Navy seaman because they're on the ship. So that is also interesting to me, what they said was on the ceiling. They also said that in one of the bathrooms, they had cut off the faucet to the tub and put a probe on there. Okay, the kind of probe that they do. What's the word? I don't want to say the word, but when you go to get your prostate checked for the men, yeah, they had that type of probe, okay, on the bathtub. This is all so sick and clearly disgusting. But that's what he said he had to deal with in the hotel industry. And then all of the money he said they spent, some of them spent as much money as one would spend on an extravagant wedding. Please pay attention. This is all so crazy. Now let's get into it, because here's the thing. What I wanted you to notice about what Sloan Bella was saying was the fact that in the first video, she said that his mouth was going to be sewn shut, that he wouldn't be able to speak, and that they wanted him to be silent and quiet so that he wouldn't expose the mentors. So let's talk about it, because I'm about to show you how this connects to the movie Eyes Wide Shut. Okay, the red cloak. Let me put that on the screen. Everyone, please get the likes up, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Let me pull up this receipt real quick. Okay, here we go. Now, so let's talk about it. I want you all to take a look at this. And this is the first time you've heard this. You've not heard this anywhere else. Okay, you heard it here first. So when somebody else comes and says it, because this is my own synopsis and what I came up with. All right. So with that all been said, when you hear someone else saying this, if you do, they clearly copy it. Please pay attention. Now look at this. Look at that. Now I've been using this picture of Diddy for weeks as an overlay. But in fact, this is the cover from his album, right? And remember, he changed his name to Brotherly Love, and the album was supposed to be about love and all of that. Well, this is not about love. It's clearly nefarious, okay? That's just to throw us all off of his trails. Remember, when Diddy gets into any type of controversy, how he always wants to go back and try to rebrand himself, recreate a new image for himself. So now he wants to be Brotherly Love. Well, at least he did before all of this information came out. So keep that in mind, because that was the red cloak from the movie Eyes Wide Shut. Now, here's the thing. So the red cloak was a strictly authoritarian personality, given his intimidating, commanding nature and the engaging aura he depicts during the ritual. He seemingly takes pleasure in controlling the sexual activities during an orgy, like porgy. You heard of porgy and Bess? Yeah, porgy. Remove the P. Okay, ordering all attended women one by one to seduce a man when their time has come. Doesn't that sound like the stuff that Cassie talked about in her lawsuit? I want y'all to pay attention, because this is what happened in Eyes Wide Shut. Now, also, the red cloak was the head of a cult of politicians and other elite society members who engage in highly ritualistic porgies at a secret mansion outside of New York. That's what happened in the movie. But doesn't that sort of sound like those parties and FOs that Diddy was having? Please pay attention. But also, remember how Sloan talked about a hierarchy, okay? She talked about a hierarchy, and that's also interesting. She also said in one of the videos that it was something to do with political ties, not only in this country, but there were people in other countries. Well, that's basically the same thing that the red cloak was supposed to be doing, okay? And also, there was in hierarchy as well. It says the red cloak leads a cult of politicians and other elite society members. Okay, politicians and other elite society members. All right. And here's the thing. Remember when Sloan Bella said that his mouth would be sewn shut? Well, in the movie Eyes Wide Shut, they talked about the code of silence. Remember how the man came in? I think his name was Nick. He came in and he didn't know the password because he clearly lied to get in there. And so they were about to go in on him. Right? And so this woman spoke up on his behalf, okay, to save him. Now, keep that in mind, because if you remember what that woman was wearing, hold on. Before I go to that, let's finish what I was saying about Sloan Bella. Sloan Bella said that his mouth will be sewn shut and he wouldn't be able to speak. Well, at the end of the day, in the movie Eyes Wide Shut, they had something called omerta. Omerta is a code of silence. And what does that mean? It means that it's total group loyalty, that no one would ever snitch or tell on anyone else. Everyone was forced into secrecy. Okay? So your mouth being sewn shut, yeah, that's the code of silence, omerta. Okay, you can't speak on anyone else. And the mentors, they say, according to Sloan Bella, are the ones that he's trying to protect. Why is he trying to do so? Because that's the hierarchy. Okay, just like in Eyes Wide Shut with the red cloak. Now, Diddy, do you think that Diddy was the red cloak of the black elites? Well, I absolutely think so. Diddy is clearly a gatekeeper. Okay, so please pay attention. But not only that, here's something I'm sure no one bothered to notice. Now, remember when Diddy and Young Miami, aka Carisha, went to the gala and what they wore? I want you to pay attention, because what she wore bore a striking resemblance to what the woman who saved the guy in Eyes Wide Shut wore. Please observe. Y'all see that? Now, do y'all see that? I just want you all to pay attention. But not only that, you see, when Diddy wore that black outfit, well, pay attention. That's, in case you don't know who that man is, that is Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan. All right? So I just want you all to pay attention. You see, you have to be observant and paying attention to these things or you'll miss it, because everything's right there in front of us at the end of the day. And so, as I told you, with this whole thing with Epstein and this list of names coming out, this is going to be groundbreaking, because I'm willing to bet money that Diddy's name is on there. And if his name is on there, well, we already know what that's going to say. Okay? Because the next step will be for the people whose names are on there to be prosecuted, because they would be co-conspirators, you see. So all of these people who are on this list, who had these types of dealings with Epstein, yeah, they'll absolutely have to be prosecuted. Another thing is also pay attention, because I told you, Sandra said, Queen, you alone will put Diddy in prison. Thank you, beloved. Okay. Now, with that all being said, at the end of the day, remember that Jaguar said that the music was a front for trafficking. Sloan Bella said that the clothing line was a front. So what was Diddy really doing? Was he doing the same thing that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell were doing? Well, we will likely find out very soon. Remember, Sloan Bella said that something is going to happen March, the end of March, beginning of April, somewhere around Easter in 2024. Okay, so I'm going to be waiting, and I can't wait for that list to drop. Now, I do have a list. I'm not sure if it's the same list that's going to come out, but we may talk about that tomorrow. And I have a myriad of receipts. Okay, I'm showing you all this. I'm spoon feeding you all this stuff because it's all too much to do at once. We'd be on here for hours, literally. Okay, so with that all being said, just pay attention. And here's the thing. You know, people have been saying that Diddy is over in London. Some say that he's hiding out in London. Well, he's not hiding out. You see, because if Diddy's in London, I'm going to tell you why he's there if he is. All right. If Diddy is over in London, here's the reason that he's there. Everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, you see, first of all, when something like this happens, the people who are over Diddy, okay, because remember, there's a hierarchy. So the people who are over him, which would be his mentors and other people that are even over them, right? Well, at the end of the day, it's like when something happens with a mafia family, you have to go have what they call a sit down. You have to go talk to those in charge. You have to go before them And so they can dictate and delegate to you what you have to do next. So with that all being said, if Diddy is over there in London, and he likely is, that would more than likely be because the higher ups are over there. For example, the Rothschilds. Remember the Rothschilds came up just days ago, and I'd already mentioned it to you as well. The Rothschilds family, the influential banking dynasty from Frankfurt. Okay, in fact, one of the most famous financial houses is one of the most famous financial houses and was once one of the world's richest families. And now, where are they? Well, they're over there in London. They're over there in London. And so that he could be over there talking to them. Or he could be over there with Ronald Burkle. But at the end of the day, I don't think he's hiding out. I think he's over there having a sit down with some people about what happens next. Okay, so please pay attention. With that all being said, beloveds. Hold on just a moment. Now, so here we go. Let me just make sure this is the right receipt. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please get the likes up. Please like and share. Give me just a moment. I think this is it. Let me just double check real quick. Okay, I was looking for something, but I misplaced it. So I'll have to show you that on the next live. But with that all being said, Ahmadiyyah said Prince Andrew is over there. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So Cyrus said Queen going in for real. Absolutely. I'm gathering all these receipts. So I just want you all to pay attention. Okay. And there's also another family over there, the Medicis family, that he could also be having a sit down with. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's all coming to a head. This is the age of Aquarius, and everything that has been hidden is all going to be unveiled. Okay, no more smoke and mirrors. People will not continue to get away with the things that they've been getting away with for years. And when Sloan Bella said Motown, older men, I wonder if she was talking about Quincy Jones and some others. I have questions. Okay, please pay attention to the connections of the things that she says. Another thing is an Eyes Wide Shut. If you remember, when the gentleman went in there and he didn't know the password and they were talking to him, they told him to get undressed. Remember that? They were ordering him to get undressed. That's right before the woman, the woman came and saved him. Hold on. Miss Faithful says, Queen, it sounds like he is describing this movie called Babylon, just like he is describing it so awful. I could not look at it all the way through. Really, it sounds interesting, beloved. I have not seen it. Okay, the gates of hell has been busted wide open, says Deronda. I'll say, I will certainly agree with you on that. So anyway, as I was saying, in the movie Eyes Wide Shut, when the guy snuck in there and he didn't have the password, they ordered him to get undressed. Now, why would they order him to get undressed? First of all, that would be humiliating. Okay, for one, that would be humiliating. You come in there and you've been found out because you're not supposed to be there. And then they're going to make you strip down in front of everyone. But unfortunately for him, the woman came and saved him. But I want you all to think about something. So remember when Christian Keys was talking about this person that has been harassing him for decades or years and all of that, said that this person offered him $100,000 to strip naked. And here's what someone asked me today. They said, if these people are gay, why would they be going after heterosexual men? Why not just go and get gay men like them? And here's what I told them. Because this isn't about just sex. This is about power and control. Remember, I told you this all last week, because remember what Jaguar Wright said that the entertainment attorney caught Diddy and Christopher Williams doing? And she also said that Diddy said that if he can get another man to do that to him, then that's the ultimate power and control. You see, when I was in college for criminal justice, one of the things that we learned is that when people go out here and grape people, when they go out here and do that, it's not about the act. Okay, it's not about the act. It is about control over a person. Because if it were just about the act, people could go anywhere to get that. They could just go anywhere and get someone to voluntarily do it. Why would you have to go and take that from someone? But that's because it's about dominating the other person. It's about humiliation. It is about taking over the power from that person and being in control of them. And that is why these people, of which Christian Keys spoke about, you see, that's why they would come at men like him. That's why they would come after those who they know are not living their lifestyle, because they want to do that. And, you know, it's the akin to buck breaking. Okay? I just want you all to pay attention. Now, remember, you heard that here first. So when you hear somebody else repeating these talking points, aka Bussy Reek, you'll remember that you heard it here first. All right? So with that all being said, Honey 69 said, facts, Queen. Okay? Celine said, there is a code of silence. Absolutely. Carmen said, straight out bullies. Yes. Laverne said, control. Absolutely. So with that all being said, I just wanted to bring you all this brief information. Okay, so everyone stay tuned, because I'll be right back at it in the morning. And at the end of the day, you all should be following this channel. You should be following the main channel, and you should be following my other channel. Let me put that link. Here. Moderators, can you put the link to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV Celebrity Gossip? Can you put that link in here for me? I'll look for it just in case my moderators are busy. But at the end of the day, you should be following all of the channels. And the reason being is because if anything happens to one channel, then I go to another. Okay, so you need to be able to do that so you don't get behind and don't miss the information that is being dropped on a daily. All right. So let me pull up this link real quick, and then I'm out of here. And I want to thank you all for tuning in again, and always being here to get this information, because I work hard for these receipts. All right. I work hard for these receipts, beloveds. Please pay attention. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, why is it that every time I do that, did the moderators put that in the chat? Moderators, please put the link in the chat for me. I don't know why when I do it. I think because I have these channels linked. That's clearly what it is. Hold on just a second. Celine said the Nancy Drew receipts. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have to try to unlink these channels real quick. So I can put this in here. I don't know why this channel keeps coming up. Hold on just a second. Let me try this again. Oh, okay. Here it goes right here. Here it is, beloveds. Hold on. Close this out. Okay, now this should be the right link. I hope. Sandy says, no, Queen, the link worked. Oh, it worked? Okay. Well, let me just drop it again. Well, why does it keep showing this channel when I click on it? Like I said, probably because they're linked. Okay. All right. So Silent D says the link does work. So there you go. So make sure you go and follow that channel as well. Okay, that's the channel that was previously the root of all evil. Okay, I changed it to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, Celebrity Gossip. All right. So with that all being said, make sure you're following that channel as well. Oh, but before I leave out of here, let me just tell you all this. I almost forgot. So someone started a petition. Okay. Demand a thorough investigation. Allegations against Sean Diddy Combs on sex trafficking. Now, here's what it says. As an advocate against sexual assault, human trafficking, domestic violence, and violence against both men and women, I feel compelled to bring attention to a matter that deeply concerns me. It has come to my attention that there are allegations against Sean Diddy Combs related to sex trafficking and abuse. These allegations are serious in nature and deserve thorough investigation by the appropriate authorities. Okay, sexual exploitation is a grave violation of human rights. According to the International Labor Organization, 4.8 million people worldwide are victims of forced sexual exploitation, a number that is unacceptably high. Global estimates on forced labor in 2012 gave this information on the numbers, and they likely have gone up since then. Now, in these allegations, if these allegations hold truth, it would mean another influential figure using their power for heinous acts. We implore the Federal Bureau of Investigation not only because they have jurisdiction over such matters, but also because they have been successful in combating similar issues before. In 2020 alone, they initiated 664 investigations into human trafficking with numerous convictions resulting from these efforts. Okay, and this is all information you can find on the FBI crime report. Now, they say, we believe it's crucial for our society's integrity that all individuals, regardless of their status or influence, be held accountable for their actions if found guilty after due process. Let us stand together against such atrocities. We urge you all to read this petition, to sign it as a call for justice, demanding an investigation into these serious allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. Your signature can make a difference. All right, so I'm not the only one that wants Diddy to go down for the counts. All right. And remember, I told you all days ago that Diddy will likely not be able to take prison. Okay. He probably won't be able to take prison. Now, he's already mentioned before about deleting himself, according to Gene Deal. And like I also told you in an old video that I saw of Fat Joe, he was talking about somebody who was going through something with a trial pertaining to a shooting. And this was around the time, I do believe, that Diddy was in that whole thing with Shine and J-Lo, and said that the person was talking about taking themselves out. And I also showed you a video days ago where Fat Joe was talking to Shine, and he said that he didn't think Diddy could do a decade in prison. Okay? So I just want you all to pay attention. And he alluded to the fact that he would take himself out. So I just want you all to pay attention. All right? With that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me?